Hello everybody, my name is Ogum, and welcome back to Deathmark 2. Previously, we defeated Mr. Kokiri, and watched the departed evolve like a Pokemon. There's no one in the infirmary. The notification light on my phone is blinking. Looks like I've got a voicemail. I press the button to play the audio. Sup, old man, it's me. You see... frick, the words ain't coming out. Got a crap ton of things I want to say, you know? Oh well, I'll just spill out what's in my head. Do you know why I've been laying low all this time? It's all because of Mashta. He said he'd call the school and my mom if I stuck my nose in. Damn it, this is so unfair. But you know what he said that time? If me and Yashiki go down, you're the relief pitcher who will have to come in and close this thing out. So you better not go and do something stupid like betray my trust, Nakashima. For some reason, I feel like I got duped by his words. Like, he put me in a situation where I gotta be hanging around, just in case, you know? Means I can't just do as I please. Though I'm pretty sure my turn won't come around. Because no spirit's ever gonna win against the both of you. I guess that's all I wanted to say, then. Give my regards to him. That's the end of the voicemail. Yeah, okay. Look, I'm just very paranoid, okay? I save very often. That says that okay, I guess I don't have a choice. Since afternoon classes are still in session, the faculty room looks emptier than usual. Mr. Konoe, who's sitting in the back of the room, notices my arrival. Ah, you're here, Yashiki. His voice sounds weak, and for some reason, his complexion doesn't look so good. Are you alright? I assume you're inquiring about my physical condition? No, I am not well. I've been feeling lethargic and sluggish all morning. Perhaps it's the ravages of stress taking a toll on my body. But that's enough about me. I heard you received a notice yesterday. How did the investigation go? I gave him a detailed report about Mr. Kokiri's case from beginning to end. The sour expression on his face as he listens to me recounting the events of last night tell me all I need to know. Goodness gracious. First Izumi, then Horikoshi, now Kakuta? 3 students have gone missing under my watch. And yet again, you failed to protect the targeted student. I apologize. Why are you apologizing to me? The students and their parents are the ones who you should be apologizing to. Mr. Konoe, you can fire me if you like. But how would you stop the departed then? Mr. Konoe falls silent at my words. You're right. No matter how many valid complaints I have, it doesn't change the fact that you're the only hope I have of rectifying this situation. I let out an overly exaggerated sigh. I understand the situation he's in. Plus, what else can I do other than threaten him to stop bothering me? However, one more victim and you'll be dismissed. Sakamoto has backed me into a corner. She's suspicious of you, especially in regards to Dorio and Kinukawa. But she's misunderstanding the situation. Your last chance. Understood? Yeah. Good, that's all from me then. Don't let me down, Yashiki. I leave the faculty room, feeling Mr. Konoe still staring daggers into my back. Honestly, I couldn't care less if Mr. Konoe and Sakamoto suspect me. But if I get kicked off the campus, I won't be able to investigate. And I know I'm the only one who can pursue the departed and bring this to an end. I can't afford to make any more mistakes. A chime sounds over the speakers. Looks like class is over already. What do I do now? I really want to start doing some investigating, but I have no idea where to start. The departed, who is still hiding at Konohara Academy, is playing their cards well. There doesn't seem to be any clues left. If I have to pick one spot that still has some ties to them, the clock tower seems like the prime spot. During summer vacation, Dorio and Michiho saw the female doll in the red dress there. At that moment, their bodies were afflicted with a curse. If the departed was the one who caused it, then that tower is probably connected with them. There might be something in there. Maybe I can get some more info if I talk to her. Should I go visit her? Is it... Student Council? Dorio's standing near the window when I enter the Student Council room. She notices my presence right away and turns to me. Ah, so you're here today. I heard about Kakuta and your assistant from Michiho. Yeah, it was really unfortunate. Say, Dorio, there's something I want to ask about the clock tower. Ah, that reminds me. I haven't told you about it yet. About what? I actually went to the clock tower during lunch break yesterday. What? You shouldn't be taking risks like that. Spirits don't show up during the day, so it's fine. I didn't go inside, though. The door wouldn't open. That's weird. Did someone lock it? That's unlikely. The key to the clock tower is missing. Nobody's able to enter the clock tower right now. But it was open that night. Was that the departed's doing? Probably. Looks like I can't investigate the clock tower just yet. About that clock tower. One time, the clock tower doll I saw made the newspaper. I was skimming through the school's old newspapers this morning, hoping to get information about the departed. And then I found an article about a female doll. Mr. Konoe told me the school's historical records were lost due to war damage. But for it to have been buried in the school newspaper archives... Aren't you squeamish when it comes to horror stories and the likes? What made you do that? Oh, I just wanted to be of some help. Newsbreak. Thank you for your help. No problem. I didn't even realize she was blushing. Glad to be able to hear that from you. Can you tell me the details of that rumor? Yes. There was a rumor going around at Konohara Academy. "60 years ago, the first headmaster built the clock tower to commemorate the school's 10th anniversary. A stylish stone clock tower that stood tall in the remote countryside of Konohara. Many students were wondering what the inside of the tower was like. Overcome with curiosity, some eventually snuck into the clock tower, What they saw inside the clock tower was the first headmaster's collection. There were a lot of antique things, but the item that caught the attention of the most people was a doll wearing a red wedding dress that lay on the stone altar. Rumors of the doll spread in no time because everyone was interested in its origin. However, the first headmaster had already passed away by that time, so he was unable to answer those burning questions. With nobody to tell the truth, wild speculation regarding the doll ran unchecked. The first headmaster, who'd always been fond of antique goods, had bought that doll from a European family. It's a cursed doll that was modeled after young girls who became sacrifices. The first headmaster had a craftsman make the doll to enshrine the deities of Konohara. It's a doll made to claim the soul of a student who lost their fiancé and committed suicide. A fiancé at that age? Goodness. No definitive answer was ever found because there wasn't anyone around who knew the truth. In the end, everyone forgot about the doll in the clock tower once the war broke out. And that was the rumor featured in the school's newspaper. It's truly an interesting story, but the rumor has so many variations regarding the origin of the doll. Which one is the truth, if any? Right, let me confirm one thing. Are there any rumors about the doll moving? No, none at all. Oh. Okay. There are people who have seen the female doll, but not when she's moving. Guess I'm the only one who's witnessed it. I've gotta go soon. Thanks, Dorio. I hope that information could help you in some way. I have to head out as well. The teachers told us not to stay at school. I said goodbye to Dorio and leave the student council room. The rumors of the clock tower involve a doll in a red wedding dress that is placed on an altar inside. However, no one knows its origins. It's the same doll that shows up everywhere I go. I need to find out if the doll and the departed are related, in addition to a way to enter the clock tower itself. There's still some time left until the students have to go home. Let's go to the special building. Maybe there's someone there. Wait, is this not the special building? I guess maybe the library? Either that or the faculty room, but... When I step into the library, I find a girl whose appearance clashes with the place. Sup? Kakuta didn't come to school today. You know anything about it? Sorry, no idea. There's no way I can tell Maruhashi about Kakuta's death. What are you doing here? I'm just chilling here. I've got no place to go. Not after I learned how terrifying that corridor was. Then you should just go home. Didn't the teachers tell you not to hang out here after class? Who knows? Maybe something weird will happen to you again. Stop acting like a teacher. Don't freak me out like that. I was about to go home anyway. My body just feels really heavy somehow today. Are you gonna stay until night again? If you do, be careful. I have a bad feeling. I say goodbye to Maruhashi and leave the library. I'm gonna assume that that's not what I was looking for. When I enter the faculty room for a second time, I see Sakamoto inside. Still plaguing our school, are you, Mr. Yashiki? I asked Mr. Konoe to do away with you, though. Oh, don't worry, he heard you. He told me that I'll be dismissed if I make another mistake. That Konoe is far too lenient. If an incident occurs, it'll be too late. We need to deal with this problem quickly. By problem, are you referring to qualification as a teacher? That is certainly a problem, though I'm more worried about Doryo and Kinokawa. I don't know what kind of nonsense you've concocted in that skull of yours, but I assure you there's nothing going on. I have no intention of doing anything untoward with any students. And yet an incident can still occur even without a teacher having any such intentions. Just like with Mr. Hirosei's. Hirosei, the art teacher Sakamoto told me about when I was investigating slit-mouthed Kashima. Both Kashima and Manabe had a crush on him, which spiraled into tragic consequences. I've warned Doryo and Kinokawa not to get close to you, but seeing them defend you so fervently, the situation is getting dangerous. That's what my intuition as a woman is telling me. Let me repeat it again. This is all just a big misunderstanding on your part, okay? Although it's probably a misunderstanding on my part, since I am fairly certain that one of them is the departed and wants to marry me and probably devour me like a praying mantis, so maybe you're not too far off the mark there. I've warned you, Mr. Yashiki. If you'll excuse me, then. Ouch. Sakamoto grimaces, pressing her fingers to her temple. Hey, you alright? Leave me be. I've been having terrible headaches since this morning. This is all your fault. Mumbling invectives at me, Sakamoto hurriedly stumbles out of the faculty room. Jeez. A big sigh escapes my lips. There's nothing I can do about it. I have to investigate the departed. And sometimes the only way I can make progress is by getting the students' cooperation. I shouldn't refrain from asking them. The school will be closing shortly. All students, please promptly vacate the school grounds for today. It's finally time for students to leave school. I head back to the infirmary and try to come up with some kind of strategy for tonight. Welcome back, Mr. Yashiki. What are you doing here, Abe? School ended a while ago. You better go home now. Goodness, that is too much. I'm not asking for grand gesticulations of friendship, but it wouldn't hurt for you to be a tad bit kinder, you know. After all, I have come all the way here to provide you with information regarding the departed. Come again? With the lack of a notice and no new pertinent information, I'm pretty desperate. Let's give him a listen for now. I'm listening. Tell me more. Before we get to the meat of my report, there's something I'd like to tell you. This will be my final act of assistance. I shall cease pursuing the departed after this. Oh, really? What's with the sudden decision? I saw something with my left eye. I witnessed my own tragic end, assaulted by a terrifying demon with numerous legs. By demon with numerous legs, I assume he must be referring to some kind of bug. If you want to deride me for my cowardice, feel free to do so. But I won't die if I abandon my pursuit now. My master has also warned me to do so. I'm not going to laugh at you. You've made a wise decision. However, it seems like you have not been afforded the same option. You cannot run from the departed any longer. So, this is my parting gift to you, as you take another step closer to death. The Departed, a name we learn through the notices. However, that sinister name has existed since long before we first heard of it. 100 years ago, before Konoehara Academy was even founded, a dark incident occurred on these lands. There was a small village called M-Town near Konoehara. At some point, residents of M-Town succumbed to an unknown disease, one by one. In the end, the village was destroyed and the incident was forgotten. But one of the residents said this before they died. This is the Departed's wrath. This is the most valuable information I've ever found. That's some interesting information. Where did you learn it? From the former headmaster. He liked to study the school's history during his spare time. When the first notice arrived, I went to him and asked if he knew something. So he told you about the Departed's wrath? Yes. It sounded like a mere ghost story to him more than anything. He was a realist. He didn't believe in the Departed. If I remember correctly, that headmaster died of a heart attack, didn't he? Yes. If he were still alive, you might have learned more valuable information from him. Right after the Departed's notice first arrived, the only person who knew about their past died. Another convenient coincidence. Well, I shall be going home soon. To tell you the truth, I've been feeling under the weather. Perhaps I'm possessed. Now that I think about it, I've heard similar complaints from a lot of people today. It could just be an outbreak of some disease, but the events of last night suddenly crossed my mind. What if the Departed's transformation now gives them the power to not only affect the school, but humans as well? Or am I overthinking things? Mr. Yashiki, the gruesome death I saw with my left eye also applies to you. What awaits you is an inevitable catastrophe. I hate to see the great spirit doctor lose his life this way. After despondently speaking those words, Abe leaves the room. I guess I'll take that as a sign that he's really worried about me. Hey, I'm not down and out yet. I didn't hear no count, okay? The sun sets and darkness falls on Konohara Academy. How many times have I greeted the night here? Why is the phone ringing now? Moshi mosh. Ah, it's me, Michiho Kinukawa. Thank goodness you're still at the school. What's wrong? Just wanted to ask if you made any progress with your investigation. I'm curious. I'm in front of the school now. Mind coming out? I don't mind, but we could just talk over the phone. Oh, jeez, it's fine, isn't it? I'll be waiting then. Sakamoto just gave me that warning today. Oh well, I have no choice since I made a promise. Should I head to the main gate now? The lights in the hallway are glowing red. Given the lack of commotion right now, I'm guessing nobody's noticed it yet. Oh well, it's pretty hard to miss, so someone's going to notice it sooner or later. Man, it is a bit weird actually just going at this by myself with no partner with me. Michiho's waiting in front of the main gate. The moment she sees me, she rushes over like a puppy. Good evening, Mr. Yashiki. You look tired today too. Not surprised, though. How are you feeling? Same old, a bit tired since I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. Never mind that. How's your investigation going? Did you learn any new facts? Not a lot, but... I tell her about the story of the departed's wrath that I heard from Abe. Wrath of the Departed? That sounds like something from a fantasy novel. Did the previous headmaster tell you anything? Nope, I wasn't particularly close to him. I'm student council vice president, but I usually just have Hime deal with the teachers. Oh, okay. There's something that's caught my attention. I remember M-Town coming up in one of the cases somehow. Now that she mentions it, that name does sound somewhat familiar. In which case did the name M-Town show up? It was Slipknot Takashima, no? I recall what happened when we were investigating Slipknot Takashima. Yeah, I feel like I last saw the name during Slipknot Takashima's investigation. Where did I see the name M-Town? It was on the map, right? I try to remember what was written on the bus route map I saw. Bingo. One of the bus stops I saw that time was at M-Town shop. I immediately let Michiho know about it. Oh, you're right. You sure have a good memory. If the owner is a descendant of an M-Town resident, they might have some documents from the past. I'll try going to the M-Town shop. Sure, let's go there together. Wait a minute. You're coming with me? Of course I am. But don't you have curfew? No need to worry. Hime can handle it. The dorm manager trusts her, you know? That's not the issue, though. I don't want to leave you alone. Carrying these burdens all by yourself just seems really tough. Tough, huh? I guess it is. Mr. Konoe's ultimatum, Sakamoto's hostility, Abe's prediction of death. The departed targeting me behind the scenes, the students and friends I couldn't protect. Diamond unconscious in a hospital bed. My heart is screaming from all the weight it's bearing, but I've chosen to close my ears and ignore it. I know I can't help carry all of that heavy baggage, but I can at least help you relax a bit. I'm begging you. I'm not asking for too much. Her kindness tastes as sweet as honey to my exhausted mind. Except, there's a chance she might be the departed. Ichigo and I climb into the car I parked near the school. M-Town shop isn't too far from here. I park my car nearby and walk toward the bus stop in front of M-Town shop. Yuck, this shop is so creepy. The building is run down and there's no sign of life inside. Doesn't look like anyone actually lives here. We'll find out for sure once we check it out. Crooked guardrail. Looking at the brake marks, it seems there's a car accident here. Old mailbox. I find a postcard. I wonder what it's a postcard of. Let's check it out. It's for our investigation. Why are you being so casual about everything? Without responding, and before I can tell her to stop, Michiho's already got her hand on the mailbox lid. Huh? It's not opening. Is it locked? I don't see any keyhole, though. A vending machine.
Yoshi.
Morning. Isn't this a morning notice? I think they hang it on the house and they're supposed to remove it after 49 days. You sure know a lot of strange things, huh? When my grandma died, one of my relatives told me about it. But does that mean someone here passed away sometime in the past 7 weeks? I suppose it would imply that.
Yoshi.
The other side of this dusty glass door is pitch black, preventing us from seeing the inside of the store from this vantage point. What's going on here? I hear an eerie male voice coming from inside the shop. I can't stop thinking about the voice I heard just now. I wonder who's inside. I meant to inspect that. There's no bell anywhere around the store. We'll just have to knock on the door to see if there's someone inside. Hello. I'd like to buy some candy. There's no response. Maybe they're asleep. Let's try it again. Still no response. Let's give it one last try. Third time's the charm, right? My head. My head. Head. A scene suddenly flashes before my eyes. And that scene is... of an elderly man lying on the ground of an old store. His head is deformed and swelling to the point of becoming gelatinous. Swarms of centipedes continue to issue forth from his eyes. Bugs, bugs, bugs. This is the departed's wrath. The moment he stops speaking, his body also stops twitching. All that moves in the dark now are the bugs. I wonder what caused this to happen. I can no longer hear any response coming from his gaping mouth. There is one thing that I'm dead certain about. He said this was the departed's wrath. What's wrong? I saw what happened. The owner of the shop, he was probably killed by the departed's wrath. I described the vision I just saw to Michiho. So the person that was being mourned was that old man you saw then? I guess so, yeah. But they had the mourning notice up, which means they had a funeral, and that means his corpse must have been found. That's odd, because the other victim's corpse has disappeared. How could that be? Didn't Kakuta's corpse remain too, though? Maybe there are times when they don't need to get rid of the corpse or something. I don't understand. This is just a guess, but the departed wants to continue this whole little notice game. If there's actually a dead body found at the school, the police will come. There's a chance that the school will be closed, and then there won't be any students. So maybe they only discard the corpses at school. But Manabe's body also disappeared, and she didn't die at the school. That one was probably because of you, though. With that corpse in the hospital, the cops probably would have arrested you, and that's also not something the departed wants. That actually makes sense, since I'm supposed to be her husband. And this ends my sloppy deduction. Thank you for listening. Although she doesn't think too highly of her reasoning, I have to admit that it does make sense. This corpse was found outside the school and had no ties to me. Therefore, it remained. Why was he cursed, though? I'm not sure, but... maybe it's because he was a descendant of an M-Town resident. M-Town was destroyed by the departed's wrath. While we don't know exactly what happened there, the wrath still remains and it killed the old man. What was that sound? It came from the mailbox. There's an old mailbox hanging on the wooden wall when I peer inside. It doesn't look any different. Maybe I was just hearing things. Just to be sure, I try and open the lid one more time. Unlike last time, it opens easily. How is this possible? Did something just happen to get caught so the mailbox refused to open? Or was there a trigger or something? Oh well, not like I'm going to get an answer. Time to see what was locked away. I collect the postcard. It's addressed to M-Town Shop, though I have no idea who the sender is. Oh, the sender's the previous headmaster. I flip the card over and find some words of gratitude written on it. This is obviously some kind of thank you letter from the previous headmaster. Reading the letter more thoroughly, the shop owner apparently donated an old book about M-Town's ritual to the school. An old book about M-Town, huh? Interesting. It should be in Konohara Academy now. Probably in the library. Although, if they considered it to be a valuable item, they might have put it away somewhere else for safekeeping. We came this far, and that's where the trail leads. So why don't we try looking for it? Let's go back to Konohara Academy. Okay, I'll assume that there's nothing there. I leave M-Town Shop and get into the car parked nearby. The trip back to Konohara Academy should only take about 5 minutes if we don't get caught in traffic. Throughout the ride, Michiho only stares blankly at the scenery outside. She was in such high spirits earlier. I wonder what's wrong. Say, Mr. Yashiki, do you have a moment? Michiho calls out to me in a low, subdued voice, as if she were waiting for the right moment to spring something on me. I need your opinion on something. It's related to the departed. Mind if I talk about it? Sure, go ahead. It's about the departed's notices. Do you remember how many notices we've gotten? Including the one that arrived before I came to the school, it's 4. You're wrong, unfortunately. Wait. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. Yeah, that's right. Because actually for the first case, it was 3. Yeah, that's right. And then there was 3 more notices for each case, because after that, there was only 1 notice per spirit. The correct answer is 6, yeah. I tried to call 6 notices. The first was targeting Ribbon, aka Kyoko Takai, and the second one was targeting Pianist, Toshihiko Izumi. The third notice was for Naomi Horikoshi, the model, and the fourth was for Megumi Manabe, Gold Prize. Fifth was for Dorio and Michiho, Student Council, and finally the hooligan, Shinichi Kakuta. You know, I completely forgot that Dorio and Michiho had a notice. What about the notices? I want to know what the purpose was for issuing those notices. The departed isn't a spirit who goes around committing horrible acts for fun. They issued those notices with a goal in mind. Ever since the model notice, they've been releasing those notices to test you, their husband. But what about the first 2? Well, now you've got me all curious about it. Do you have any ideas? Well, yeah, sorta. If they issued the latter notices as a trial for their husband, I'm guessing that also applied to the first 2. So are you saying there was already a marriage candidate even before I arrived at the school? Yep. If I'm right, who do you think it was? The potential husband before me was... I want to say it's Abe, but the thing is, Izumi did say that he knew who it was. I think so too. Izumi was different from the other victims. Before he was murdered, he said, "The departed is calling me." I actually heard his last words. Seems like he knew the departed's true identity. Seriously? Who is it? Well, he didn't actually say. But if he really did learn the departed's true identity, he probably was being put on trial. So the first notice really was issued to test Izumi, huh? I guess he was deemed unfit since he abandoned Takai and ran away. Maybe that's why he became the second target. I showed up at Konohara Academy at that time. I don't know what they saw in me, but they chose me as their next potential husband. And you didn't run away and actually accepted the challenge. You tried to save those spirits' souls. That cool side of yours must have fit with their image of an ideal husband. And that concludes Michio Kinokawa's deduction. Man, I sure have a good imagination, right? Maybe I can be a novelist or something. To be honest, I'm blown away by the story that Michio concocted for me. It's as if the departed themselves is telling me their plans. I would have never thought that you could piece together their train of thought so well. I'm surprised. Hee hee. Michio smiles, her fingers playing with her white hair. I suppose it's because that doll was cursed by the departed. Previously, she said she thought the departed was that female doll. I guess she still stands by that opinion. Somehow, I can understand how they feel, like when I was possessed by Kashima. The departed has been longing for an ideal husband for who knows how long. And then they found you. Michio? I love you. I want to vow to live happily ever after with you. Then, I want to... eat you up. Just kidding. Oh, come on now. Oh, don't be mad, please. I end up getting carried away when I start acting like the departed. How was it? Did I freak you out? You nailed it. Oh, really? You're making me blush. But I'm not sure blush would be the accurate response to that, but... We should be arriving at Konohara Academy soon. I opened the window and let the cold night air in. I don't think I can bear this indescribable atmosphere. Whoa, why are the lights red? Oh, right. I didn't tell you about this. They've been like this since last night. I think the departed did this, but I could be wrong. I see. Is this their way of trying to charm you? In what way, exactly? Let's see. The departed thinks you're their ideal husband, right? They do, yeah. This is something I've seen on TV. In Shinto weddings, bonfires and paper lanterns are usually lit at night to illuminate the path of the newlyweds. I figure these lights are their version of that. They're really going all out to perfect every detail of their wedding, then. I mean, everything they do is pretty detailed. They issue fancy notices and even blend themselves in with the people in school. Bet they're having so much fun. I don't doubt that. Among spirits, there are some who feel their greatest pleasure when they're inflicting fear on humans. Supposedly, an exquisite pleasure that humans cannot comprehend. The departed might be one of those spirits. It doesn't seem to be causing any harm, so we probably shouldn't pay much attention to it. Let's just ignore it for now. You're a strong one, aren't you? Shall we go to the library, then? Why don't you go back to the dorms? It's getting late. Boo. Don't wanna. Let me tag along until the end. I'm curious to where this leads. But how about I promise I'll go home once we find the old book? Just let me stay until then. Okay, what if I don't want to? Then I'll still tag along. Sheesh. I better find that old book as soon as possible, so this curfew-breaking student will head back home. The best place to find a book should be the library. Cool. Student council isn't even a club activity, but I've been told to go home early. I can't even finish my work because of that. Yume has it roughest, though. I wouldn't have had the chance to meet you if it wasn't for the notices. I want to thank the departed for that. It's rather inconsiderate to the victims when you say it like that. Oops, sorry. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. How about you? Are you glad you were able to get to know me and Hime? I mean, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. Because you've become my acquaintances, you've ended up in a lot of dangerous situations. You're so serious, Mr. Yashiki. Both Hime and I are still glad to have met you, despite all of that. Here, a gift for you. It's a thank you for answering my question. Michio grabs my hand and gives me a small object. It's an eerie tooth, and why on earth do you have this? You're gathering these things, aren't you? I picked it up on the way. For some reason, it was in the student council room. Oh, thank you. The night I saved the two of them at the clock tower, I went on about all kinds of things related to the case. I remember talking about the lost souls, too. What is that tooth, by the way? No idea. I only know this thing has some sort of hidden spiritual power. Maybe it's the departed's tooth? Probably. I swear if one of the eerie teeth is for getting every single one of her questions right, I'm going to be a little bit upset. I feel super relaxed when I come here. It's like I'm coming home. Shall we rest for a bit? I have some tea and sweets. We're in the middle of an investigation, you know. Mr. Yashiki, having peace of mind is also important. Even the old folk legends say so. It depends on the situation. You need to respect the danger that we're in. Okay, I'll give it a try. What's written in the book? I'm kinda scared, but looking forward to it. You're a teacher, but I barely see you in the faculty room. Now that you mention it. Do you feel uncomfortable there? Miss Sakamoto seems to really hate you. That's not the reason. Don't you think she's awful? You've been working so hard for the sake of the school. Should I throw lots of mole crickets into the faculty room to get revenge for you? Please don't do that. I'm begging you. Oh, this is... So the World Beetle Encyclopedia is back, huh? Now you can see as many beautiful beetles as you want. Ichio takes out a book with a stern-looking beetle on the cover. Man, I really can't get enough of this. All of them are just so cute. I guess this is how men must feel when they look at gravure magazines. I don't know how to reply to that. Like, you see, this elephant beetle is just adorable. Look at the silhouette in this corner. As Michio is about to show a photo from the book, something falls out. I pick it up. It's an eerie tooth.
Yoshi, いけそうだ.
Why is that here? And it came from an insect encyclopedia of all things. Are they challenging me? Don't ask me.
Yoshi.
Books about plants are arranged on this shelf. Well, there are some who are interested in plants, but not me. I only see plants as bug food.
Yoshi.
It's the checkout counter. I've been checking out books related to insects. I recommend World's Weirdest Insects. There's a wooden book storage cabinet with a glass door. Okay. Since old books would be considered valuable items, it should be around here somewhere. Michio and I split up to check each book section. Each city's local documents and old maps are stored together in the school newspaper folder. I skimmed the documents, hoping to find anything related to the departed, to no avail. I can't seem to find anything that looks like an old book, either. Hey, Mr. Yashiki. This book has some information about M-Town. Michio shows me a book titled Each City's Local History, which was self-published by the previous headmaster. Issued a year ago, this book apparently was only given to family and close friends. Thinking it might be connected to the case, I write down the bits about M-Town in my notes. Konohara used to be a small town named M. The area where Konohara Academy currently sits was once M-Town's downtown. M-Town had its own beliefs and customs, though they gradually disappeared following the westernization that occurred during the Meiji period. Furthermore, the plague that occurred at the end of the Meiji era caused a sharp decrease in its population. The survivors all called it the Departed's Wrath, but autopsies determined it to actually be cholera. It's still unknown what the Departed refers to, though some speculate it might be tied to local folklore. Two earthly deities were enshrined in M-Town. One of them was Mushigami. Details regarding this deity are hazy as there are not many traces of M-Town's customs. Though it does beg the question, did these people really make an insect their god? Mushigami Shrine was said to be located in the vicinity of Konohara Academy's old building. Because the shrine was already half ruined when the school was founded, they demolished it to build the old building. Well, okay, that's probably why we're all cursed now. When the first headmaster Genzo Konoe had the shrine demolished, he tried to placate the Mushigami and the souls of those who died of the plague. This is how the shrine in the connecting corridor came to be. Both teachers and students might have called it Kokiri Shrine, but that's actually incorrect. It was simply named after the guardian fox of the Mushigami Shrine, which is now standing in the courtyard. Lord Mushigami, huh? What a beautiful name. I want to know their connection to the departed. How should I put this? There are many scary stories where gods punish humans for destroying their shrines. The departed's wrath began before the shrine was destroyed, though. True, but I don't think those things are completely unrelated. Because those who knew about the wrath died one after the other. You see the picture of the talisman over there? I think they had good taste for choosing centipedes. Don't you think so too? Is the theme Scolopendra subspinipes? Michio points out a photo on the edge of a page about the local history. It's an old talisman with a centipede drawn on it. Looking at the details, this talisman was made at Mushigami Shrine. Apparently, the previous headmaster got his hands on it. In M Town, people believed they could escape danger by putting this talisman on front of their houses. Why do I feel like I've seen this talisman somewhere before? Now, where was it? Ah, that's right. The shrine on the second floor. There are talismans hanging there. But all we found inside the shrine was the petri dish. There wasn't any information related to the M Town. According to the book, that shrine was built to replace M Town's Mushigami Shrine. So what are disaster prevention talismans doing hanging in a shrine that's been around for so long? Were they that afraid of the Mr. Kokiri rumors or something? I just remembered. I saw that talisman before. Michiho, who is peering at the book beside me, speaks up. The shrine in the connecting corridor, right? To my surprise, she shook her head in disagreement. Where did you see it then? Over there. Oh my god, I scared myself with that. And speaking of, I never did look at this, huh? Michiho's favorite item, a pair of blue butterfly earrings. She loves how they make it look like butterflies are resting on her ears. Over there. I was completely confused at the time, but I saw that talisman with my own eyes. A place where she was completely confused? Don't tell me she saw that talisman at... Exactly. When both Hime and I were on the ground, I saw that talisman. Why don't we go inspect the clock tower? It's locked, though. It was open at that time, no? I mean, it's already nighttime, so who knows? Maybe it's open again. It might be indeed. It doesn't make any logical sense, but I'm still willing to believe in that slim chance. Let's go to the clock tower.
Yoshi.
I don't have good memories of the clock tower. Please help me if I run into some kind of big trouble again, Mr. Yashiki. Oh, I'm getting a call. Hello. Oh, what's up, Hime? I'm helping Mr. Yashiki right now. We're going to go to the clock tower. Don't worry about me, I'm fine. Mr. Yashiki is here with me, so we'll be fine even if the departed shows up. Don't be mad, Hime. I promise I'll be home in 30 minutes. Cover for me in the meantime. Ooh, Hime is mad. I mean, she's always kind of irritated by my actions, but she doesn't usually scold me. She's worried about you. I guess so, but I bet she's also worried about you, too. She likes you, you know. Enough with that nonsense, please. No, I have proof, alright? Hime's always been well-behaved, but she's totally ignored all Miss Sakamoto's warnings. And you know why? Because she's really giving her all for you. You think so? Absolutely. Please, treat her well. Seriously? You're still talking about the old literature? Da da da. Now that I think about it, what was the voice I heard before? What's wrong, Mr. Yashiki? You look troubled. Oh, actually, I'll talk about the strange voice I heard when I prayed for the girl's safety. Heh, so you prayed for Hime and I. Thank you, heh. She flashes a grin at me. I'm tickled. Do you think that voice might be the voice of Inari? Maybe they think you're a teacher who deeply cares for his students, so they're granting your wish. The voice sounded way too ominous for that, though. But I did obtain a lost soul that should help me with the investigation. I can't help but think that was Inari helping me out. It's intriguing for some reason. Alright, let's give it a try. Try what? Try thinking about me and make another wish? Who knows, maybe you'll hear something. Why don't you give it a try? Alright. Sure, let's give it a try. Nice. I love an inquisitive teacher. Close your eyes, concentrate, and make a wish. I closed my eyes as Michiho said. I clasp my hands and make a wish in my mind. I hope Michiho and Doria will always be safe. All of a sudden, I hear the sound of something. That was... Mr. Yashiki, it fell from the fox. Michiho gives me an item. It's an eerie tooth. But it really worked. Yeah. I didn't hear any voice, though. I wonder why. Okay, well... Once again, I arrive at this place. I recall the story I heard from Dorio this evening. During summer break, Dorio and Michio discovered the doll the first headmaster put in here. Is it here? So I ask, swallowing down my saliva. My mind is screaming that I am in grave danger, and should not take one step closer. That bell again. Michiho doesn't seem to hear it. I really am the only one who can hear it. The bell stops ringing. What's wrong? Nothing. Let's go. It's open. How? This is our chance. Let's use this chance to solve the mystery of the clock tower. Yeah, sure. I step into the clock tower. The unpleasant smell of dampness and mold hits my nostrils immediately. Wait outside, Michiho. But I'm coming with you. I'm not scared at all. No, I want you to keep an eye on the door. If I get locked up in here, things will get really bad. Oh, okay. I'll keep the exit safe for you. Be careful. Michiho leaves the clock tower.
ここ
An old Western-style cabinet with several talismans pasted on it. What do you know? Michiho was telling the truth. Let's take a closer look. There's a drawing of a centipede on the talisman, just like in the photo from the book. These talismans seem to be sealing something sinister inside. However, a plank is preventing me from opening the door. I need to get rid of it first. Well, I don't have any items to do so. A mannequin without limbs. Has it always been clothed?
Yoshi.
A dusty stone floor. Now that I look closely, I can see something resembling a tooth stuck in the gutter. My finger should be able to fit in. Should I pick it out? Yes. I wedge my finger in and try to fish the item out. However, the tooth doesn't budge at all. I should be able to get in if I widen the gap a little. If I wedge the gap open with something hard, then... Okay, good to know that that's where the last tooth is, so... Who was that? I blurt out the question. But there's no reply. The silent darkness is the only thing accompanying me. There's a large wooden box against the wall. I peer inside to find a crowbar and a wrench. I can use these to get rid of the plank. Hang on. I notice something and look around the room. I don't see any more stairs to climb. This is the top floor. But there's no altar anywhere. The female doll was placed on an altar. That's what Dorio told me. The same story was in the school newspaper. So why isn't there an altar anywhere in here? Oh, let's look at the items first. Crowbar found on top of the floor of the clock tower. Due to its large size and weight, it's not something you could easily throw. A wrench found on the top floor of the clock tower. It's compact enough to be carried around by hand. It might be blackened, but it's still usable as a wrench. You know what? Shut up! Despite my pleading yells for the unknown entity to stop their oral torture, the voice continues on. It feels like there are insects crawling inside my head as it drones on and on. Kill, you said. What do you want me to kill? Don't worry, maybe I can get the tooth out if I widen the gap with this tool. Take aim, swing down. The gap's widening. The tooth is free. I pick it up. It's an eerie tooth. Haraki Abe's entry, okay. A cabinet with talismans pasted on it, with a plank nailed over the door. Crowbar. I use the crowbar to remove the plank before getting rid of the talismans. Then I open the door. There's an old book inside. M-Town's private records. It's written on the cover. Is this the old book we're searching for? This is written in a peculiar ancient script. It'll take me some time to decipher the content. Crap, my headache is getting worse. But I have to read this. This must be where the departed's secret... What is happening? Skin Prophet, is that you? Suddenly the letters turn red. Red. Bright red. I can't read the book like this. Tell me, what's written here? Kill. Do you want me to kill someone that badly? But who? Dear husband. Are you the departed? Did you eat kokiri? This is neither a dream nor a hallucination. The departed really has transformed. Dear husband. But what are you doing this time? Where's Michiho, by the way? Thank you for the food. Don't tell me you ate Michiho. Kill who? You've killed so many people already. What the hell do you want me to kill? I have only one shot at this. The departed is clearly a monster. I don't really want to get close to it. But what should I do? Well, it's gotta be the wrench. Threaten to throw or throw? Only threaten.
Yoshi.
I try throwing the wrench near the departed's feet. Did I manage to intimidate them? The wrench hit the departed's feet instead of hitting the floor near their feet. Something about the departed's scream earlier seems strange to me. Looks like the attack is working. I want to believe I made the right choice. Dear husband. Dear husband. Kill. Did they just say kill? They keep whispering the same word over and over. Are they telling me to kill the departed or what? Does the departed want me to kill them? No. No. Take a defensive stance. We're going to regret this.
Yes.
Alright? But this just doesn't feel right. For now, I should. I tried defending myself with the crowbar. That's not the departed. I strengthen my defense as I watch the departed warily. God, the longer I look at this, the more I think... But then the departed moans, and they sound rather mournful. Why would they do that? Are things not going as they expected? Did I make the right choice? Dun 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 dun. What are you gonna do to me, you bastard? That eerie voice has sent the world careening on its side. I'm so dizzy I can't even tell if I'm still standing. My head is killing me. Darkness shrouds my vision. All I can hear are the departed's murmurs. If you want me to kill so badly, I feel this indescribable, overwhelming urge to kill. My consciousness is fading. I will not be tricked by your illusions. Why? Why is she... on the floor? Bugs. There's a large swarm of bugs. The bloody body is covered in bugs. You heard my wish, dear husband. You killed she who was close to you. Thank you, dear husband. Don't tell me I was controlled by the departed. Then I I flee from the clock tower. I roam about aimlessly with the crowbar in hand. I was being controlled and attacked the spirit in front of me. But it wasn't a spirit. It was Michiho, even though my eyes saw the departed. Mr. Yashiki? What's going on? What are you doing with that bloody crowbar? Dorio. Why? Why are you here? I was worried since Michio hasn't come home yet. Where is she? What happened, Mr. Yashiki? At the clock tower. I was controlled by the departed. I attacked her with this crowbar. Huh? No way. I'm going to go check. Dorio rushes over to the clock tower. Even knowing the departed might still be in there, I can't stop her from rushing inside. She returns after a while. She looks as emotionless as a wax statue, but her eyes are red and swollen. I saw her. She just stares at me, shell-shocked. She doesn't even cry or lash out at me. Her mind can't even process what she should do. Mr. Yashiki, what are you going to do now? I'm going to call the headmaster. I understand why you'd want to contact the headmaster, but given the situation, I don't know if he'd be willing to help you. Call the police. I don't think they'll believe you if you tell them you were being controlled by the departed. They'll arrest you, and if that happens, you won't be able to pursue the departed anymore. No, it's too late. She's not breathing. She has no pulse. Dorio. What do you want me to do? Huh? Can I ask you to the side for me? Please? It's a cowardly move, I know. I also fear my own judgment now. But if I'm still under the departed's control... But, Mr. Yashiki... Got it. After a long silence, Dorio nods her head. She opens her mouth again right after. Follow me, Mr. Yashiki. Once Dorio has settled on a course of action, she quickly regains her composure. I'm still stunned, but she immediately grabs my hand and drags me out of Konohara Academy. Can you drive? Yeah. You better head to your home first and come up with a plan there. Dorio takes the passenger seat as I drive my car back to Gujo Mansion. During the ride, I tell her about what happened earlier. Even though I struggle to find the words and need to pause several times, Dorio pushes me, and I manage to get through my recap. Once we arrive at the mansion, I take off my sweat-soaked shirt and take a hot shower. Or in Dorio's words, I warm up my body and calm my mind down. Her firm attitude and language remind me of my late sister. My sister often tried to whip me into shape and scolded me for being lazy. I put on a new shirt and slacks. I may have washed off the blood, but there's no way to cleanse the bloody truth. I'm coming in. You look much better now. Yeah. Thanks to your help. Oh, please. Why are you helping me? I was being controlled, but it doesn't change the fact that I killed... Can you please stop? I know you didn't do it of your own will. Aren't you fighting the departed? That's what I thought. But it turned out it wasn't the departed. Mr. Yashiki, if you truly care for Michiho, then please, avenge her. That's what I wish, and I'm sure Michiho would feel the same. I want to do that, but there's a corpse in the clock tower. If someone discovers it, then it'll be fine. It's on school grounds, and if the departed is involved, her corpse should disappear. She might be right. The departed probably doesn't want me to be arrested and barred from the school grounds. They're as cunning as a human. Everything that's happened so far is probably all part of their master plan. As long as both of us keep this quiet, you won't be suspected of murder. So you're saying you want us to continue the investigation while keeping Michiho's death a secret? Exactly. I'll never forgive you if you say you want to run from the departed now. Dorio levels a determined gaze at me. I can see the black flames burning in her eyes. She's really pissed off at the departed. Maybe granting the wishes of the girl whose best friend I accidentally killed is the best way for me to atone for my actions. I'm begging you. Please, hunt down the departed. No. You did kill someone. But how would you ever explain it to the cops? If there isn't a corpse, how are they going to do anything about it? Doria makes a good point. In that case, the best thing I can do is... let me help you out. Please, avenge Michiho. Doria falls into my arms. Michiho. Why? Why? Doria sobs deeply into my chest. This must have broken her. A girl who lost her best friend and now feels like she's been left all alone in this world. This wound will never heal. If there's one reason I'm still on this earth, it must be that I'm intended to bring an end to this cursed case and bring her some relief. This song is... Good morning.
Ohayo.
Did you get some good sleep? No, I was just spacing out. I couldn't sleep at all. I'd actually be more surprised if you could, given what happened. I know, right? Oh yeah, are you hungry? I made a light breakfast using the stuff I found in your kitchen. Sorry for not asking you first. Eat it. Thanks, Dorio. I'll eat it. No problem. Sorry that this is all I can do. But at least I can help in a small way. I eat brunch together with Dorio. Look, I can't starve now. I've been in very bad shape due to a combination of lack of sleep and fatigue. Even chewing this food is a chore for me, but I manage for Dorio. And lastly, I forced myself to gulp down some coffee. Dorio stayed in the guest room last night. I figured things would turn out bad if she wasn't at her dorm in the morning. When I asked her about it, she said she'd already received permission to stay out by lying that one of her relatives had collapsed. It's a lie that only someone who had the trust of the dorm manager would be able to get away with. By the way, yesterday you said you found an old book in the clock tower. What happened to that book? Oh. I pick up the old book that's been sitting on my desk. It's just an ordinary book written in ordinary black letters. There's no signs of the word kill in bright red text like I saw yesterday. Must have been another one of the departed's illusions just for me. Can you read it? I can skim through it, but it'll be hard for me to fully understand without time and research. But it's related to the departed, so we've got no choice but to read it, right? Shall we try our best to decipher it? My grades in classic literature are pretty good. I'm confident I can be of some help. Let's give it a shot, then. Dora and I put our heads together and try to make some sense of our old book. However, my addled and wearied mind is unable to focus, and I don't feel like I'm making much progress. I bet Dorio is feeling the same. She almost dozes off in her seat. Despite our less than stellar efforts, we managed to learn some new things. In the past, M-Town apparently used to worship two gods. The first one was Lord Mushigami, who's mentioned in local lore, and the other was Lord Kabigami. Furthermore, M-Town had a special wedding ceremony tied to these two gods. And the name of that ceremony was... The Departed's Wedding. Well, this has got to be the last chapter. I look at the clock and realize it's already evening. Out of the blue, my phone rings. Pangs of guilt hit me, and I hesitate to pick up the phone. Maybe it's the police. Who knows? Maybe Micho's body was found and the cops received the report. Someone might have seen us together when we were heading to M-Town's shop. Are you not going to pick it up? No, I will. I have no choice but to face the music. Hello? It's me, Kanoe. Come to the school immediately. I will brook no disagreement. That's an order from your client. Kanoe's strong words are matched by an unusually strong, assertive tone of voice. Sure thing. That's quite sudden, though. Can you at least tell me what's so important? I believe you must have already have an idea. It's about Kinukawa. I can feel my heart pounding loudly. Kinukawa. I'd like to hear the details directly from you. I'll be waiting here. Make it quick. But, Mr. Yashiki, you look really pale. The headmaster wants to talk about Michio with me. What? You're kidding. But how? Her corpse should have disappeared. I'll be going to Konohara Academy. Then I will also... You stay here, Dorio. The situation will only get worse if you show up at school when you're supposed to be staying at your ill relative's place today. Understood. Be very careful, Mr. Yashiki. I dragged my exhausted body to the garage. Crap. What should I do? Maybe I fooled Dorio. But the moment Mr. Konoe said the name Kinukawa, my body's been trembling. Calm your ass down, Kazura Yashiki. You don't know what's going to happen. Keep your head in the game. I slide in the car and take another deep breath. And then, I slowly turn the ignition key. The chime rings when I arrive at Konohara Academy. It seems like I arrived just as class ended. The school looks the same as always, with no cops or media in sight. Which means her corpse hasn't been found yet. Why does Mr. Konoe want to talk to me about Michiho, then? What was that? With classes having just ended, students begin to exit the new building. However, everyone looks exhausted. I don't feel any of the usual joy that you'd expect from students at the end of the school day. But more disturbing than that, strange-looking apparitions are roaming around the school. Nobody has noticed their presence, though. I doubt they can even see them. The number of apparitions I can count is roughly equal to the number of students. It's not just one or two. And the apparitions all look the same, like a spirit with giant insectoid legs and human faces. The spirits are simply clinging to the students without doing anything. Though I have a feeling that they must be the reason the students look so pale and lethargic. I can understand that they're being possessed by spirits, but why is it happening now all of a sudden? Somehow I managed to restrain myself from making any surprise noises. Attracting attention here will only make me look suspicious. First of all, I need to get an idea of what the situation is. What in the world? All the students and teachers I passed on my way to the infirmary. Every single one of them had a spirit clinging to their back. Wait, is it the same for me too? I walk toward the wash basin in the corner of the infirmary, and when I look into the mirror, there are no spirits clinging to my back. I'm the only one who doesn't have one. Is this also the departed's doing? What should I do? My mind becomes a swirling miasma of confused thoughts and muddled emotions. Even if I were to try and explain the situation to them, I'm the only one who can see these spirits, so nobody would ever believe me. Crap. Crap! This is bad, and completely out of ideas. But staying here is pointless. I should make a move. Mr. Konoe is waiting for me in the faculty room. May as well get this over with.